What's up, guys? The red light is on. Dave Van Auken. I'm here with the Heat 8-1 Ronnie Lawrence. How you doing, my man?
Man, I'm doing good after hearing 8-1. I
That
forgot.
sounds good, right? Have you switched it in the all your bios, Instagram, Facebook? You changed to 8-1 yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, there you go. All right. After this, that's the first thing, man. After this,
I'm not lazy with some stuff. That would be one of the things I'm lazy with.
there you go. There you go. All right. Well, let's hit that right away. There's so much I want to talk to you about. Just literally, I said it to you off there. It's crazy. You being in South Florida and FRM, a lot of the circles, we have a lot of melding people, but you and I have never talked. So there's definitely a lot of stuff I want to get to. But, we're around 10 days away, since the win. Where are you at, man? Are you still off that high? Are you itching to get back in the gym or get another fight already? Like, where are you at mentally? And are you just, do you feel phenomenal with the victory coming out of UFC 271?
It was awesome to just kind of spend some time with my family. I just had a
Right.
newborn daughter.
Congrats.
I had her like at the beginning of my fight. Oh, thank you. So having a baby, like a newborn, like the beginning of your fight camp, it's an interesting way to start it, I guess. It's cool. I can stay up late with her and help out a little more.
Right.
But I'm already getting, antsy walking around the house shadow boxing. I went to the gym today and held some pads and hit the bag at Sanford. I can't sit still too long. I'm too hyper.
Right. Hey, that's a pretty good gym. We'll get to that in a second. But one thing I think it's kind of funny, man. I don't know if you know about me, but yeah, I got 4 kids, 2 boys. I got 2 girls. I got twin girls that are 2 years old. And it's funny because like when life changes, yeah, it's a lot, man. It's crazy. It's a tornado at our house all the time. But
Dude, I bet.
it's wild. But like you just said, like how your daughter was born when in like training camp, like how is that? Like you're undefeated. Like you're undefeated in her eyes, and I know she doesn't know anything yet. But like how life changes. Does it, that cliche question of does it motivate you? Does it change your kind of like outlook on the fight game or what you really want in your career? Because it is a business at the end of the day. As many people say, it's fun, it's their outlets. We love you guys. You love to fight, but it is a business. It's way you provide for your family. So how does that change some things in the fight game for you?
It makes me want to maybe rush things a little more
Okay.
financially, but it doesn't really change me at all when it comes to fighting. I fight because I love it. I was fighting long before my first daughter was born, and now my second daughter is here. I at the end of the day, I think most fighters fight for themselves deep down. But I for sure now at this point, I do fight for my family, and it's how I put bread on the table, and it gives me extra motivation and a different outlook on life. And I definitely respect parents a lot more now.
Right.
And then I look down on fathers that weren't there.
Oh, yeah, believe that. I double down on that. So let's put a bow on UFC 271. Arguably like a fight of the night. Great performance by you. Man, that man was tough. Like he could have went out a couple different times, just never went away, but you did the job you had to do. Put a bow on UFC 271 in your victory.
I said it in the post-fight interview and the post-fight presser. I really was having some serious stomach problems before the fight. I honestly did not want to fight. I felt real bad. If you notice, I didn't throw any spinning back kicks. My explosion was a little off, so I went with more hands than I did kicks. When I hurt him a few times, I didn't put the gas pedal. I didn't sprint. I never went for any suplexes. I never really went on autopilot, you could say. I was talking to myself the whole fight, making sure that I was focused in the moment and not really, really sprinting like I know I can. So for how I was feeling, I'm happy with my performance. There's definitely a couple spots where I drilled new things before the fight. Some of it I pulled off, some of it I messed up. So I for sure next time I step in the cage will have in my opinion I'll look even better when it comes to some of the grappling situations and some of like the cage work. But I'm definitely happy for how I was feeling. It could have went a lot worse, and it's
Right.
the most comfortable I ever felt in the cage before. Even with first time fighting in front of a crowd in the UFC, I was just comfortable. I felt like I was I was right where I should be. Nowhere else I should be in the world.
Right, right. It's funny. I had that question for you, man. We talk, the Contender Series, uh, great fight for you. Then you fought the Apex at that fight night. I think it was Rosenstruck versus Gone in the main event, if I remember right. Okay, cool. Yeah, nailed that. And then, so now this is a pay-per-view. T-Mobile, Izzy Whitaker 2 rematch.
Yeah.
Cliche questions, I guess. Do you feel it? Is it way different? Is it at the end of the night, it's a fight? It's an octagon door. You guys do what you do. Is it way different or is it the same?
It was different, not way different.
Okay.
I actually think things run real smooth when I go to Vegas, but it's kind of cool at the same time to be able to get everything done at the hotel. But in Vegas, like I already knew the drill because I've done it. I did Contender Series and I did 2 UFC fight weeks there. My one weight cut that went sideways at the end, so I was kind of used to that pattern. So this was like a learning experience too. I've never had a fight week at a hotel and had to go to the arena for the face-offs and all that stuff. So it was cool. It was kind of nice to be able to weigh in at the hotel and not have to drive over to the Apex to get on the scale. Both way, it had pros and cons both ways. Some things I liked, some things that I like better in Vegas. At the end of the day, you make that walk and nothing else matters until the belt.
Right. And you're such a stud of a fighter, but are you still a fan of the game or a fan of some fighters on the show? That to me, that Izzy Whitaker, you can argue, is one of the most highly anticipated rematch in a long time. A big title fight. Izzy is a top 5, top 3 kind of fighter in the world. Are you sometimes looking outside the curtain? Are you like, wow, I'm on this card? Like any of that, does that get to you? Or does it pump you up? It's like, man, that was a great card. The co-main event was huge, with Ty doing shoot. It was a wild night.
It was a great time when it comes to like when you say that out loud, but honestly nothing else matters but me.
Yeah.
I don't care if I'm fighting on a card that isn't supposed to be great or if I'm fighting on a card to where they should be nothing but performances bonuses handed out left and right. Either way, my goal was to steal the show and go out there and go, wow, man, like when I walk into a room and I don't feel like enough people in the room go, oh man, that's Ronnie Lawrence, I'm gonna be like, wait till Saturday. Because you're gonna next time you see him, you're gonna go, oh, Ronnie Lawrence.
I like that. One thing I want to literally say right off the bat. So with us being fathers, and we've probably seen and done some shit. Literally, like we've been through it. You know what I mean? We've been through the mud. One thing I don't get, man, and like I'm not that guy, but like I don't get the shoey. That doesn't do it for me. I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of the shoe. Are you a fan of the shoey? What's up with that?
I think it's pretty it's its own thing, so I'm cool with it. He found his and people love it. And I say it's gross and I say I wouldn't do it, but if he ran up to me in a shoe and a crowd was watching, I might fall under the peer pressure and go, hopefully this alcohol is cleaning whatever the hell's inside this shoe.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I get your own shoe a little bit. Like, I'll maybe swallow that literally, but like a complete stranger shoe.
Yeah, man, makes it so crazy.
I know,
at this point, he can't not do a shoey at this point. It's just
right. Yeah.
If he didn't do a shoey, I'd be like, yo, what's wrong with him?
And he's like number 3 in the world right now. Like, imagine if he like fights a Stipe or hey, and Nagano, like there's only a couple guys up there. Like he's ascending so quick. Like if he wins that damn championship, he'll be doing shoeys on the belt. It'd be wild.
Listen, all I can say about him is he's one of the coolest guys I've ever met.
That's awesome.
I understand, like as a fighter, someone might be super cool, but during fight week, like, they might get quiet or they might get angry, but like he walked around and gave fist bumps to everybody. He just went out of his way to be a really nice guy for a guy that's that high ranked. Yeah. So, I liked being around him.
That's awesome. We've been doing this podcast for a long time. Like I said, it was, we almost talked after your Contender Series fight a while ago, right? And I've always been a fan of you. And the main reason why, right? The main reason, not even like I said, we'll talk about South Florida in a second and the gyms of that stuff. I absolutely adore your cardio and your pace. Like, it's the most underrated thing of the fight game. When you get to your level, right? When you get to ranked fighters in the UFC, everyone can throw a jab. You know what I mean? Like, everyone can throw leg kicks. Everyone's a good grappler, you know, or at jits and all this. Your cardio and pace is like, it's almost unmatched. It's one of the most underrated things that are not talked about when you even matchups. Where do you get it from? Is that something that you wanted to instill in your fight game at an early age? Tell me about your cardio and pace. It's unmatched. It's unreal.
So I feel like there's like a large variety of reasons.
Okay.
I would have to. I don't want to discredit myself, but I got to throw it out there at least a little bit.
Okay.
I feel like some of it might be genetics.
Sure.
But if you notice when I fight, I'm not throwing 5-punch combinations over and over and over, right?
Okay.
I'm picking my shots. I'm breaking you down from literally from the calf, from the thigh to the ribs to the head.
Right.
You know, in grappling, I think it's a work capacity thing. I think a lot of people they run sprints, they swim, they do whatever they want to do. When I was younger, I used to run a lot of sprints, but I stopped doing. I still do strength conditioning, but I stopped doing like a lot of road work, etc., and started focusing on training. Like I just like that hour I could be running. I take that hour and I do
Right.
like boxing or just wrestling or whatever the case might be. And I used to train like definitely more than I do now when I had a full-time job because I wasn't in the UFC yet. So I was trying to, you know, get as good as possible before I finally got the call. So I was trained. I'd work from 6 a.m. till 5 p.m. And I worked at a shop changing oil and tires. And everyone that trained with me in Nashville MMA will totally tell you I'm not lying. Monday through Friday I was there at 5 p.m., 5:15, depending on how bad traffic was. 5:30 if it was bad. I would stay until 9 p.m. And it don't matter who was there. I was always the last one to leave every single day for years. I mean, I put in a lot of, just developing my style and getting good at like not getting tired. And obviously now, Sanford MMA, I get tired all the time. So I think it's just fight IQ and knowing, when to pick my shots in the fight, staying calm, breathing, and probably some genetics.
Yeah. All right. You
Long
mentioned that.
there.
I like that. You mentioned the gym. We mentioned it. God, that gym, the fighters, you guys don't know how to lose. Like, it's not acceptable to go back to the gym with an L. It's crazy. You guys are on fire, especially over the last 4 to 6 months. It seems like a ton of wins are stacking up. But of course, I know I remember you, training and kind of doing stuff with Billy Patton and all those kind of things. When did that transfer happen to Sanford MMA? When did it, deep down inside, it's like, this is where I got to be. I got to be at this gym to be the best mixed martial artist that I can be.
Okay, I'll try to make this long story short.
Yeah.
But I moved to South Florida originally because my girlfriend was pregnant, and the only family she had was in New York and South Florida. So actually, I moved down during the pandemic, like when it was like really bad.
Right.
And when I moved down, I tried to get into. My management suggested going to American Top Team, so we got a hold of them, and they told us like, they basically said no, like right now is not a good time. And then like a month later, I got hooked up with Billy because my buddy Jacob Kilburn
Yeah.
got me with him. I still talk to Jacob to this day, even though he trains at a different gym.
Right.
He got me hooked up with Billy, and I was hitting pads like a couple days a week, doing what I can, right? And then I got the Contender Series call, and I was like, oh wow. I said yes, but I didn't really have anywhere to train. I was hitting with pads with Billy at like workout gyms and outside, like most of
Yeah.
that.
I remember like you guys in the park. I remember seeing
Yeah.
you on Instagram stories with Billy and Kilbert and everything at the park. I remember those.
So I didn't really have anywhere to train for the Contender, and then like Chuck Eisen ended up being at some gym with Billy.
Right.
And he watched me spar, and he was like, "You're fighting the Contender soon?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, I think I know a coach that would like to that would like to coach you. His name's Roger Crawl. And I'm like, that would be great. So Roger said, bring him in. I'll watch him spar, and I'll see if, if he's worth my time. So my first round was with like one of his killers. His name's Landon Quiones. He's a beast himself. He's
Yep.
a 55er, and he watched me go. And I went with another guy that's got known for great cardio. And he watched me. He was like, "Hey, I like what he had. I'm gonna work with him." First 5 minutes on pads, I was like, "This is it. He's cornering me. This is it. We're gonna do this." So we worked together for about 2.5 weeks, flew out to Vegas, got the W, and then we got back, and he's like, I want to send you over to Sanford MMA. So he's still my head coach, but Roger Crawl's still my head coach, but Henry Hoof, Greg Jones, and all them are, who I see every morning.
That's good. That's a good story, man. That's a good story. God, that gym's just on fire. There's just so many guys and so many bodies. I hear nothing but great. Yeah, I hear nothing but great things too. Like, I'm not going to talk ever about bad about any other gym and stuff of that nature, but it just seems like there's always a drama and gym shit. You know what I mean? Always other gyms. I hear at Sanford, it's just like music.
It's like a big fan.
Right. I hear that constantly.
Like every 6 months, someone might get into it at the gym, but that's just a bunch of guys, with the high testosterone or all our ego clashing, But other than that, it's like a huge family. Like there's like really tiny cliques, but not really. It's just like, and there's no secret rooms or anything. It's all open. We're all a big team.
Right.
Train with the team. Okay. Nobody really gets super special treatment. Certain guys, obviously, with more high-level fights, get a little bit more attention. But other than that, we all train together. I love it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. A couple more stuff for you. A couple big things, especially coming up, and then we got a little thing. 5 quick questions for you. If I said right now, Ronnie Lawrence, what is a perfect 2022 MMA wise? Nothing about the family, just strictly profession, business wise. What's a perfect 2022 to you?
It'd be 2 more fights, 2 more wins, hopefully 1 more win, get a restructured contract, and go finish the year on a high note on my first win on my first new contract, and get the ball rolling, get my name out there. That'd be perfect.
I like that. Like the next time we'll do this, I'll start at Ronnie the Heat Lawrence 10-1. I like that. We'll get there. A big fight. South Florida, especially UFC 272. I think we're like a week and a half, 2 weeks away. Masvidal versus Covington. I would love your take on it. I know probably, same thing. You've maybe trained with one or both or seen them and all that stuff. What's your take on Masvidal Covington coming up in a couple weeks?
I don't have a huge take on it. I hate to hear that best friends are not best friends. I wish that it was all fake almost and they really didn't hate each other. I used to watch old videos of them in their apartment. Like it was such a, they were really friends. Like,
yeah.
I just, it's good for the fans, but I would hate, for this to be how it is. Like, take on it wise, Colby, I think, is a tough fight for anybody. I think Masvidal is a tough fight for anybody, but I think Masvidal, like he has finishing ability, and I'm not saying Covington doesn't, but I don't see really how he would necessarily finish him. I think he could definitely take him down, at least in the old videos of their training footage. He definitely can. I don't really want to pick a winner. I don't really like doing that.
Would it be crazy if the fight ends right and then they shake hands and then they hug each other and they're like, "Thank you everyone for the money." It's like the biggest payday of both of their careers, and they they're still best friends and they all make money together.
I bet the fans would be mad, but deep down I'd be super happy for them. That's just not for me, man. Friends are important. It's like family. I couldn't imagine like me and my best friend like hating each other and talking about hurting each other. Like, obviously you want to hurt people in this game, but you don't really, really, really want to hurt them. You just want to win.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I hear there's like two sides of that. I hear, sounds like you would love just get like a flash knockout. You know, you kind of get him in the temple, falls down.
Yeah.
It almost doesn't hurt in a way. You know what I mean? You just stutter the guy and it's over.
Body
Some
shot.
guys know. Some what?
Or like a body shot, or just like a quick choke. I don't want to break their arm. Like, I know what it's like to be sore after a fight. I don't want them to be any sore than I am.
Dude, talking about chokes, man. I don't know how you guys do it. You ready for this one? So I commentated on a show with Jillian Robertson, right? And she had a seminar earlier that day. And, you know, she's known for a rear naked choke. We were just messing around, so we grappled. So she puts me in a rear naked choke. She, you know, she kind of won the grapple, and I've never seen footage of this. Don't ask her; it doesn't exist. But she puts me in a choke, brother. That was like a month ago. My neck still hurts, literally.
You get used to it.
It's like you guys gain extra muscle.
You know, we got to gain something.
You got to gain something, man. I love it here, man. 5 fun questions, and I'll let you run. All right, brother?
Oh, no, you're good. I had to grab a phone charger. I've been on the go today and never plugged it in.
No, I hear you, man. It's a Friday, too. Busy Friday. I love it.
Yeah. Go get old chains and stuff.
All right.
Here we go.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna just plug you in. Go ahead. Ask away.
All right. Who's your favorite movie character of all time?
That's a good question. If I'm just gonna like right off the top of my head, it'd be Blade, Wesley Snipes and Blade.
Oh, that's a good one. Did you see that dope? Izzy Adesanya, they like kind of made him into Blade. Did you see that picture?
I don't think I did.
I'll send it to you after this. I'll send it to you. It was really cool. They like made Izzy Adesanya like look like Wesley Snipes and Blade. That's an underrated like trilogy. I think there's 3 of them, right? 3 of them. Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. I mean, everyone that's around me, that's around my age, they've seen it. But yeah, it's underrated. The first one, I don't know. They're all a little different. I guess it just depends on your taste. The third one was a little more funny, serious.
Yeah.
First one was serious. The second one was pretty wild.
Yeah. Second one was more like sci-fi, more like kind of like almost scary with like those ghost demon things.
Yeah,
the first one was crazy.
Couple intense scenes, real dark.
Yeah. I like that. All right. What's your lucky number?
My first lucky number is 4, and then the next one's 7, and I don't know why.
Dude, my favorite number is 4, man. Ronnie, we're becoming best friends here. It's like stepbrothers right now, live on TV. We're doing it.
I'm a huge Brett Favre fan, so.
Oof, there you go, man. Oh, you a football guy?
I used to be. Brett Favre retired, and I stopped watching football. It was weird.
Wow. So you didn't stick with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers and all that, huh?
I rooted for him, but like he became like my new favorite quarterback, my new favorite team. But I didn't keep up with it. I'm just obsessed with fighting.
Yeah.
I used to be obsessed with football and fighting. And then once Brett Favre retired around the time I started fighting, and I just kind of just fell off. I still know the game. I can watch it, and you think I watch all the time. But I played for quite a few years when I was younger.
What position?
I was a running back, and then a
linebacker.
Punt return, kick return, stuff like that.
Wow. It's so fun. I can really relate to it, especially with the family, too. There's only so much time in a day. And, dude, I used to basketball and baseball and football, even like pro wrestling. I used to watch it all. And now I'm so into the fights and like, even, there's Knuckle Mania for bare knuckle, and then there's UFC Fight Pass fights, and then there's a UFC every Saturday. It's crazy. It's like it's taken over. I don't watch anything.
And then I used to watch a lot of wrestling, and Eddie Guerrero died, and I stopped watching wrestling.
Oh man, yeah, dude, yeah, it's so funny. My brothers and I used to watch it. We used to go to WrestleManias and shit. I met Eddie Guerrero once. It was crazy. It was awesome before he died.
I was a huge fan of Eddie.
Yeah, he was so funny. He was a good guy, dude. Crazy. What's a hidden talent or skill that you have not related to the fight game?
Hidden talent. I'm pretty good at disc golf.
Oh, that's good. That's a fun day.
Drinking
or no drinking?
I've actually never done it drinking.
Oh.
So
maybe I should. Yeah, that'll get wild. What's your favorite item in your closet?
Probably my suit. I have a few suits in there. I've commentated for a few fights back in Nashville.
Okay.
Got to throw a suit and feel fly suave.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, is that something you would like to do? Commentating in the future one day after the career's over?
I'm not really sure. I definitely feel like I need more practice.
It,
It's a possibility.
yeah,
It's definitely a way to make some money and be around something that you love. And I feel like I understand a lot of different aspects of fighting instead of like just wrestling or just jiu-jitsu or just striking. You know, I feel like I have a good mind for everything. You know, your commentating team, you need to have like someone that understands each position, because if you got like two strikers and they start wrestling, it sounds a little off. You're like,
yeah, yeah. So it's true. I do it. You know, I've probably done it 6, 7 times. For one, people don't understand how hard it is. It's like it's a red light. You're on for 3.5 hours. There's 10 or 12 fights in a night, different names, different styles. They all have backstories. And like you need to be up or on the whole time, because these two fighters, you know, tell me your fight doesn't mean more than the co-main event. You know what I mean? Like you, Anik and Bisping and DC needs to be up for 4 straight hours. It's tougher than what people think.
yeah, you got to sell it. When I did the
Yeah.
commentary back in Nashville, I had to watch a few of the guys' fights, and luckily I trained with a few of the guys and stuff. But they told me I did good and was all nice to me. But when I was listening to myself, I was like, "Oh man, you got to get better."
That's awesome, man. No, it's hard. It's definitely there's not, you have to do it. There's like, you can't fake it. There's live rounds. You just have to do it the better. I used to, the first time to now, it's like, it's totally different. It's like a totally different thing, but just like fighting, same way, I would assume. Last fun question for you. It's kind of one of our favorites here. Oh, what's up?
No, I was telling you for I couldn't understand what you're saying exactly. I was trying to make sure I could hear it.
Oh, okay. All right. Last one. If you have to go to dinner with 2 guests, dead or alive, who do you go to dinner with?
Yo, you just sprung this on me. Dead or alive? Is dead or alive? So like I can pick what age?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anything you make up this dinner. It's free. We pay for it.
There's a lot of ideas in my head, but I'm just gonna keep it like in this like more sportsy. Probably like a prime Muhammad Ali, and then
That's a good one.
I would definitely have to sit down and eat with Brett Favre, because I was like obsessed with him when I was when I was like in middle school.
Wow. Brett Favre and Muhammad Ali, man, that's a good one. That's a good dinner.
Yeah, I was like thinking of like JFK and a bunch of other people, but I thought I'd keep it more
there you go,
sports related.
Man, that's awesome. Ronnie, dude, it was great talking to you. We'll definitely do it again in the future. This is the first time. It's wild. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of you. 8-1. Make sure you go change that in your bio after this. We'll talk soon. All right, brother? Take care of those kiddos.
Man, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, brother. Appreciate it. We'll talk soon.